Since retiring from the public's eye, I had resigned myself to a life of solitude. For 2 years, I started my day watching Kung Fu theater. Days, then weeks blurred into one long, greasy telethon. The next thing I know, some government goons show up at my place. It seems they've caught a whiff of old Mr. Sunshine himself, Rez. He's back in the media dimension, and they think I'm crazy enough to go back in after him. So they whisk me away to Interrogation 101. They play rough. Start giving me the business. I give a little back. So we negotiate a little something to cover my expenses. They throw in one of those secret agent suits, and I tell them we got a deal. Looks like I'm headed back into the media dimension. It's gonna be deja ouch all over again. Coming through.
Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is Gex Enter the Gecko for PS1, though this game was also on N64, as well as the PC. The PlayStation 1 and the PC versions are similar, and I believe the N64 version has one of the levels replaced with a Titanic level. I'm going to be covering the PS1/PC versions, obviously. And if you couldn't already tell from this demo here, this game is in 3D. This is the direct sequel to the original Gex, which I did some time ago, which was a solely strictly 2D platformer. This one, you're running around in 3D, and it's a collect-a-thon, much like Super Mario 64. And of course, there are boss fights, there are things to collect, there are things to do throughout the game. And this should be a fun one. Interestingly enough, at the time of this recording, when I was doing the first Gex game, it was cold as anything, and now it's a couple of months later, and now it's hot as anything. If you go to options, you'll notice that the controls of the game have changed. It used to be that square was the eat bug button and circle was the tail whip. They've reversed that now, and there are 3 different configurations, and if you switch between them, you can't get the original configuration back. So I'm just going to go ahead and deal with configuration 1. And might as well go ahead and exit out of here. And you do have passwords just like in the first game, but you can also load straight from the memory card in this one. Save games are a thing, much like in the 3DO version of the original Gex. I'm going to go ahead and start a new game, because why not? And as soon as we start the game, we're immediately in the media dimension. There are 3 kinds of cameras. Semi-automatic lets the game control the camera at certain points. You can use L1 and R1 to move the camera left and right. Manual, you are doing all the camera movements yourself. I believe with automatic, the game pretty much handles everything for you. I'm going to go ahead and keep it as semi-automatic. So it's pretty obvious at this point. Square is tail whip. Circle is the tongue. X is jump. And if you hit these things, you'll be able to get gameplay hints while you are here in the overworld. By pressing L1 or R1, you can swing the camera view all the way around, which thankfully I showed off not too long ago. Press the circle button when a fly is buzzing around you to eat it. We will find power-ups that will allow us to eat bugs, and certain bugs will give us certain power-ups. And you can change cameras anytime by pressing start and pushing left and right on the directional buttons. You have to be making sure that you are at a complete stop, much like Super Mario 64, in order to access any of the in-game options. And there's one more that we can hit, if I can find it. There it is. There's a gate in the way there. We won't be able to get past it until a little later on. Press and hold the triangle button and use the directional buttons to look in all directions. And these things do disappear on their own after a specific amount of time. And while running, hold down L2 or R2 and press jump to perform a flying karate kick. Like so. This will be the game's long jump, and we may be utilizing it sometime. For now, though, I want to go over to this stage, because this is the stage that I did in the practice run not too long ago. Out of tune! There are several themes for these stages, and with these stages there are 3 main red remotes to collect. There's Jump to the Teetering Rock, there's Hunt the 2 Hunters, and there's Whack 5 Purple Mushrooms. I will definitely be getting all 3 of these, or at least trying to in this video. This may take 2. I'm going to go ahead and do Whack 5 Purple Mushroom first, because that's going to be the easiest one to get. And when you select a remote, you get a brief cutscene of what you're supposed
to see the world as Keith Richards does.
Of what you're supposed to be dealing with. And speaking of purple mushrooms, I'm going to turn around at the very beginning here to get the first of the 5 purple mushrooms. And as you go through this area, you'll find collectibles. We have carrots. And we do want to pick these up, because these will help us get extra lives. Now, the collectibles are not like the flies in the first game. It's not like you collect 100 and you can get an extra life. The collectibles in this game are in more of a tier system. If we collect 30 of these things, we will get to the next tier system. We will graduate to the next tier. And we have to collect 40 of the next tier to go to the 3rd tier. And if we get 50 of the 3rd tier, we can get an extra life, as well as a hidden remote. You do get little hidden remotes for collecting enough collectibles. Also, when you complete a tier, you also get an extra life that way as well. And I got pushed by that, but that's alright. We will be dealing with that platform that moves in and out. We will be doing something with it eventually.
What, did you flunk out a nasty camp?
For now, though, we are now entering the hard hat area. When you enter this little checkered area, we will get an extra life for collecting 30 carrots. And we do want to watch for shadows and sounds of falling objects so that we don't get crushed by anything. And I do want to attack that bee, because that bee will give us some power-ups here. Also, if you see any one of these things in this level, you want to tail bounce it. By pressing and holding the jump button, which is, in this case, X in midair, you can do a tail bounce. And if you can keep pressing X at the right time, you can just keep tail bouncing indefinitely until you mess up the timing. Is there anything else we can do here? Not really. So let's go up here and go ahead and take care of the piranhas in this little area of the waterfall as well. You do have hit points, unlike the first game where you could easily start with 3 and gain more. You're stuck with 4 for the entire game. They balance it out a little bit in this game. And I want to be careful here, because there are 2 kinds of flowers, and the yellow ones will try to hit you. You can beat up the yellow ones and get rid of them for a little while, but they will eventually come back after a couple seconds. And you still want to attack the red mushrooms anyway, because those will give you some of the collectibles for the stage. I want to see if I can move, or get these piranhas to move a little closer to the wall here. And by collecting 40 of those cans of spinach, we were able to graduate to the 3rd tier with his plungers. And with that, we are able to get through the 3rd tier there, as well as an extra life. Now, it doesn't seem like this snowy area is really useful, but if we can bounce over here, hidden remote. There's one in every stage, and you will have to go out of your way to hunt for them. And I fell down there, but that's alright. We need to go towards this... Ow. We need to go towards this steel beam anyway. And cross it. And while we move around with it, it will teeter back and forth. We want to make sure it's angled toward this area we just jumped to, so that way we can get to this area, defeat the little jumping happy face, and get the 3 plungers there. And by jumping or attacking that 5th purple mushroom, we are able to get this remote, which I want.
The government told me these experiments were over.
And I decided to just look into that tree to see if there was a power-up in there or a collectible. Yeah, if you see a tree like this one, go ahead and jump into it. You may find a collectible in there, you may not.
What's next? That is Tookish.
I do want to see if I can get another collectible, though. I think I know just how to do it. It won't be over there, though. By the way, the TVs are your power-ups. You tail whip them, and then you can either eat the bug for a power-up, or you can just tail whip it for an extra to refill one of your hit points. Oh, over there. The purple one that we hit earlier gave us an extra life if we ate the bug, while the green one is going to be an extra, or rather a replenishment of one of your hit points no matter what. Also, when you hit these carrots to get the collectibles out of them, or when you hit anything to get collectibles out of it, make sure it doesn't go through a wall or touch a wall, because it will phase through the wall.
And remember, kids, never buy marmalade from a guy in a top hat.
Because those things can phase through the wall. Did I hit this thing? No, I didn't. I forgot that this thing will also give me some collectibles as well. And I can keep doing this a couple times until it stops. So there's that.
And the thing with the flavor.
And that has ran completely dry. I just need 7 more and I'll be able to get the collectibles remote. Gonna be hard pressed to find 7 more from here, but I'm definitely gonna try before I grab the remote. And I think that might be my way of doing it if I get on this platform. Nope, it just takes me up here. Okay, sure. But I will duck down in here for a little bit. And hit this mailbox for 5 more of these. At least try to. Did anything phase through the... Or maybe it all just disappeared, or maybe I did grab all 5 and just not notice. But I do not only want to go up here to get the last of the collectibles and that remote. Sadly, that did not give me an extra life because the remote pretty much trumps the extra life in that sort of situation. But if I go in here, I should be able to get an extra life from that TV there. And I could do stuff in here if I wanted, but I'm just going to go ahead and go back and get the remote. So let's go ahead and drop back down here, see if the thing shows up. It should. There we go.
I know what you're thinking.
Jump into the remote, grab it, hit the button. You will go to this screen, which tells you about all the stuff you've collected, including the collectibles. And then you'll go back to the media dimension, where you can either go to another stage or go back to the stage you just came out of to get another red remote. And of course you can see your game stats. Now if you go press left and right, you can go through all these stages to see what you've collected in them. There are bonus stages. And I believe there are boss stages as well. Now if you press up and down, you can either see your password or save your game. We're going to go ahead and save the game. Press circle to save your game on the slot that has the static on it. Press circle to delete a save, something on the memory card in case you do need to make room for a save file. Or you can press triangle to exit, but if you exit, you won't be able to get the password. So let's go ahead and save the game here. Game is saved. There we go. And not only do we get a percentage, we've collected 30% of everything so far, but we also seem to get a letter grade, I believe. And with that, I believe I will save the rest of Attatoon for the next video. I'll try to make these videos at least 20 minutes in length. I'll go over if deemed absolutely necessary. Join me next time where I go through more of Attatoon and also take on the other level that we briefly saw before I decided to choose this one. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!